Today we are talking about tuples. Tuples in Swift. Tuples are a comma separated list of types. Example, we could have a tuple of int and int. We could also have a tuple of mixed types like int and bool. We could also have a string here. So a tuple is very flexible. Let's see how we could use a tuple as variables or constants here. I'll say or constants. So here I will create a constant called full name. And full name is basically a tuple. Here I'll have my first name and I'll have my last name. If we option click on full name here, option click, we'll see it's a tuple. Full name is a tuple of string map to string, or not map, rather, string and string. So here, Alex is a string, the compiler infers Alex is a string, and the compiler also infers that Paul is also a string. So again, if we option click on full name is a tuple of string and string. How can we accessing a tuple here? Let's go ahead and access a tuple. So in my case, if I want to print Alex, I'll say print. I'll use string interpolation here, and I'll say full name. The way we access tuples is via dot syntax. So if I type in dot, you'll see 0 comes up. In our case, we have two values in full name. We have Alex, which is at value 0, and we have Paul, which is at value 1. So if I was to access my first name, I'll say print.0, which will access Alex here. So if I go ahead and run my playgrounds, here I will see Alex printed, and I could also go ahead and say full name is Alex, and I'll also put in my last name, full name dot one. And if I run my playgrounds again, here I will see full name is Alex Paul. So the first value is .0, the last value is .1. Let's take a look at tuples as return types. That could come in very handy if you want to return multiple values, for example, in a function. So here I'll create a function, I'll call it blackjack, and blackjack returns a tuple. What will our tuple be? So here I'll say it returns a tuple of int and bool. Okay, and this is just an illustration, so we'll basically create a score or get some random score using int random with some range. Our range would be, say, from 18 including 21, just like that. And we'll say if score equal to 21, in other words, we got blackjack. So blackjack is 21. If for people playing blackjack or are familiar with blackjack, blackjack is 21. So if the user got 21, we'll just return a tuple. We'll return the score and we'll return true. In our case, the score will be 21. But just again, this is just for illustration purposes. Otherwise, we'll return what the user's score was and we'll return false. Because if they're not blackjack, that means they're not blackjack. So let's actually just test this. We might not get blackjack, but let's just test this because we have 18 to 21. Could be lucky. In our case, we are not lucky. Actually, we are lucky. Look at this. We got 21. We didn't print it out, but we did get 21, and it is true. So we did get blackjack. So we could actually return, if we want, we could even return a string with this. Um, we could just say string here, and now I could say true. I could say blackjack, just like that. And here I could say better luck next time, for example. And let's just go ahead and print this so we actually see it in our console. And let me run it again. And here we see we got 18, false. We didn't get blackjack. Better luck next time. Let's play again. Let's see if we could get a blackjack here. Let's see if we're lucky this time. Better luck next time. Better luck next time. We keep losing money here. Better luck next time. Better luck next time. Let's try it 3 more times. Keep losing money. No. No. This time around, looks like Playgrounds decided to stop working for us. But anyway, if we did get 21 here, we could maybe make the odds a bit better for us. Let's try one more time. No, better luck next time. Okay, so we're not winning today, but you could try and see if you do win. We'll come back and see if we win later, or we'll just keep playing. Okay, let's talk about tuples in switches. So here, if we have a coordinate, let's go ahead and create a coordinate here. So our coordinate will be 40, 71, and we'll say our longitude is 74. So here, let's go ahead and switch on our coordinate here. Switch on our coordinate. And here we'll say case, we'll say 40, or rather 39. So we'll say 39 up to some value, and we'll say ignore the longitude. And basically we'll just have a print statement here. We'll say print approaching New York. And here we'll say case, or rather we'll just have a default. We'll just say print not close yet. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and run this. And here we'll see approaching New York because the latitude is in this particular range, right? So 39.2, basically, the North Pole for our purposes here. So you could use tuples in switches. Here we have a tuple, and you could switch on this tuple. Lastly, we'll take a look at labels on tuples. So instead of saying, for example, accessing our tuples via .0 and .1, we could actually have labels on them. So here we'll create, let's go ahead and create a date. So our date, we could use type annotation here and actually create our label. So we'll say month. Month is, let's make it a string. And let's make day an integer, and we'll actually assign this some value. So here we'll say November, and today we'll just say 27. All right, now let's go ahead and print what that looks like. So here we'll say today is, use some string interpolation here. We'll say today is date dot month. So today is November, for example, and we'll just say whatever the day is. So today is November day. And let's go ahead and run this. So here we say today is November 27. Okay. So we still didn't win blackjack, but that's okay. We got close. We got 20. So let's start from the top. We took a look at tuples today. So tuples are a comma separated list of types. So here you have your open parens, you have your type, and the types could be mixed as we have here. Tuples could be variables or constants. Here we have a constant full name. The way we access this full name, or the first name and last name rather, was via the .0. You start, the first argument or the first value is .0, second is .1, .2, .3, etc. We saw tuples as function return types. Here we had a tuple blackjack, and blackjack returned a tuple of 3 data types: int, bool, and string. We created a random score. If we got 21, we just return blackjack. Otherwise, we just return whatever the score is. We went ahead and we printed blackjack here, and we're still not winning. The house always wins. Remember that. So we were able to print blackjack. We went down to tuples and switches here, and we were able to switch on a tuple. Here we have two values in our tuple. It's a coordinate. And if we take a look at what the coordinate is, it's a double double, right? Because we have our floating numbers here. And lastly, we took a look at, instead of, say, accessing our tuple via .0 and .1, we could give it a label. So here we call it month, we call it day, okay? Again, thank you for watching, as always. And if you like this video, give it a like. If you enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much.